got the third down 21 times and converted 7. They only had 9 third down attempts and converted 5 of them. That tells me they were moving the ball down the field in big chunks.
Yeah.
And David and I texted back and forth about that on Saturday, and I think that 2 things were very pivotal, at least up until probably midway through the third quarter. Van's third down conversions. And watching it from the sidelines as an ex-player, and when you have the majority of the kids playing one side of the ball or the other, and when your offense is sitting there and Van's got a third down, and you see your line get up and start walking to the sideline, getting ready to go out there, and then they have to go back and sit down for another 3 more plays, you know. So that demoralizes you. And then, and I talked about it before, Van ran almost a perfect 2-minute drill in the first half. And that's, in my opinion, Moffitt's been there long enough. He's had the same system. He's run the same stuff. And I presume that's something that they worked on all season. And they ran it in 48 seconds. They got 9 plays off. They took every call that they got either
out of bounds or had a timeout or it was incomplete. There wasn't one time that I recall. They didn't clock the ball one time. It was either a pass to the outside that went out of bounds, or there was a timeout left in their pocket to call, and they scored on the very last play. To what you pointed out, they ran a play that you just, unless you have a Javonte, you can't cover Javonte. And he lined up in the slot, and he ran that little out, and it's just and it was a great thrown ball.
Yeah, well, it was well thrown ball.
And that put Canton from 11 to 18 points going in to halftime. And, you know, knowing that they were going to get the ball back at the start of the second half, you know, an 11-point deficit where you can come back out and score.
Oh, it's big in the locker room.
You still feel like it's still a good it's still a good game. When you're down 18, it just that last little drive, and they converted, I think, 3 first downs of their 5 on that drive. So I mean, that was just it was picture perfect for a 2-minute drill.
Yeah, and you held the last play of the half was on a 3rd down.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the Eagles held and held and held, and it looked like they had gotten it down to the final play of the half, and they did. And then, you know, to give up the touchdown there, that takes the wind out of your sails a little bit. But nonetheless, that's what Javonte Thomas gives you.
And let me say this about Javonte. Of course, I've had the pleasure watching this young man play throughout his high school career. And every time, he cannot possibly do any better than what he's doing tonight. I think I've said that 9 straight weeks, and he's 58-yard touchdown. Big night for him. And Luka Kochev, 3 receptions, 64 yards. But one of the great individual performances for Van last Friday night was the performance of punter Manny Moore. 3 punts, he averaged 56 yards. Averaged. And 2 of those punts were 61 yards each. And you saw the punts. They weren't one of these punts that just hit the ground and rolled 20 or 30 yards. I mean, he got it in the air.
That guy can do it all, can he?
He really can. And Coach Moffitt has always told me, he says, you ask Manny Moore to do anything on a football field, he's going to give it his best shot. And the crazy thing about it is he never punted until last year. Ended up being a all-state honorable mention punter. And this year he's been even better.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. He's
a great story, and one of the players that Coach Moffitt mentioned that was kind of unheralded the other night was Austin Gregory, another receiver. Didn't make a big splash catching the ball, but Coach Moffitt pointed out his downfield blocking. He thought overall his receiving group had their best night of blocking downfield because Van did have
several big plays offensively. And he credited his receivers for a good job of blocking downfield.
That's a sign of a good team and a good coach in developing players that are really just role players.
Right.
But getting the best out of them and finding a way that they can contribute.
And that seems to be what Van is all about. That's like Manny Moore. Right. He's been around a long time. Yes. He's done a little bit of everything. Right. And just the story about him actually just they need a punter. Yeah. So he steps in. Plus, next thing he's I want to mention All-State. Yeah. Things like that happen, man. And Coach Montes, he's running that program well.
Yeah. But there's some guys on the Canton Eagles that had great nights the other night as well. Jabraylon Pickens, I was talking about what a great running back Chris Cage is. I don't think Van has seen a better receiver this year than Jabraylon Pickens.
He is on a tear. And if you have him on your fantasy team, you can prosper in fantasy. Jabraylon Pickens has scored 10 touchdowns in his last 5 games. He's turned into one of Briscoe's favorite targets. Briscoe just trusts him with the deep ball now. You know, Jabraylon is 6'2", he's 6'3", very athletic, fast, and man, great hands. I noticed the other night, he is really starting to snatch that ball. Big, strong hands with that ball. No, he does not. Just a junior, and so he's had a huge impact on things. And that kind of leads to Jason Briscoe. Briscoe is feeling more and more confident. He had his highest yardage total on Friday night, 245 yards, I do believe. Threw the ball 43 times. And Canton was in a situation that they had to, coming from behind. But he had 4 touchdown passes and just 1 interception. I talked about this last week. In the first 4 games of the season, Jason Briscoe had 2 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. In these last 4 games, he's got 11 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. He's figuring this thing out. Just a junior.
He's got a higher percentage passes. When he started the year, and I don't want to use the word he wasn't scared, because he probably should be scared. He would throw it into serious traffic early in the season with a hope that it would be caught. He's steering clear of that. Whether he pulls the ball and runs it, and y'all know that he did a pass to Friday night, where his receivers weren't open. He pulls the ball, he takes off running, but he's still looking downfield, and Cage streaking from his right to left. And I think he throws the ball better across his body than running from right to left, because he has to square his body up. Whereas if he's running from left to right, he feels more comfortable throwing the ball across long ways across his body. But when he's running from his right to his left, he turns up and hit Cade on the run, and he's getting better. I almost think sometimes he looks better while he's scrambling, looking downfield, than when he's comfortable in the pocket. Yeah. It seems like he's more predetermined when he's settled into the pocket, whereas if he's scrambling a little bit, he's still looking for different receivers to get open.
And it shows. It does. He has spread the ball around more. He's just not locked into one receiver like Jabraylon. He's hit Jabraylon a lot of the deep balls, but Udisky started to get involved. He scored a touchdown. He's getting the ball to Brady Hawkins a lot. So the ball's going to all of his receivers. And so I can't say enough good things about him in terms of where he's come since the season started. And it's so gives you such hope that he's coming back next year.
And it's just, as we said earlier, it's just exciting to see these 2 teams play against each other. I know I've talked to people already who say can't wait for next year.
I know.
And I just hope that regardless of what District 3 alignment looks like in a couple of years, I just hope these 2 schools keep playing.
And I'm going to mention it again. And I talked about him all year because he was on my literally flag football team. KD got a touchdown.
Yeah, he did.
and even being from Canton, if they were going to score, I'm glad he got it.
Me too.
Well, KD and
How that goes, that'll all be finalized after Friday night, but that's the direction they're heading right now. Now, so far as the Canton Eagles are concerned,
Okay.
they've got not only their final game of the regular season, it's their final home game, and they've got the Mahia Black Cats coming to town.
Senior night.
And senior night, and so what are y'all's thoughts on that matchup?
Well, you know, you guys have both seen Mahia this year,
Right.
and there's no trick to them. They're what they seem. You got to keep them in front of you. They run the ball about 95% of the time.
Or 98.
They got 3 or 4 guys who can go, And with these wing T teams, you'll see the
play chart like this. It will be 1 yard, 2 yards, -1, 45.
Exactly.
With them, you just got to keep them from breaking along and keep them in front of you. Canton's going to have to score, and the Canton offensive line is going to have a good night to keep Jason Brisbow comfortable so we can throw the ball down the field. We've had success with that lately, but Mahia appears to have some athletes across the defensive front, and so we're going to have to get them blocked and then just keep them in front of you on defense as much as possible.
Well, what Mahaya's going to want to do is get the lead and not let go of it, because if they get the lead, their focus at that point will be trying to clock and limit the possessions of the opposing team.
And because of their style, they run the ball. They don't turn it over a lot. They don't put themselves in positions where they take chances to turn the ball over. So you don't really count on getting a lot of those, but it'd be nice if Canton could get a special team score, a defensive score, something unexpected.
The majority of season, Canton's defense has gotten an early touchdown.
Yes,
They didn't against Van. Van scored, I think, I know they scored the first 3, maybe the first 4 and had no penalties. And without that, Canton does struggle. Either they bring score on or they just penalty. I'm not sure when Van first penalty. I think it was the first drive of the second half with their first punt. And not a lot of teams have punted against Canton because Canton really got a turnover that can score on. So if they don't get a turnover, like you said, if they get the short play, and then the top one, and after watching Mahia, I watched it against Brownsville and I watched it against Vinland. If the ends and corners can keep it inside, then I think Canton will be much better. If they ever get around the corner, what's the one about saying?
I've got his name here. That's Mr. Gerald Wiley.
Gerald Wiley.
I don't, if he gets away from us, we're not going to catch him.
I can tell you that.
So realistically, we can't let him turn it down.
And the quarterback hurt you too. As I said the other day, he's in the backfield with the football. You don't know where it's going. He really can fake you out and make you really look bad.
They're there for 361 yards against Bullard. And they did pass it 6 times against Bullard. So they had a total of 439 yards against the Bullard defense, which is not bad. It's not a good defense. But I look at their run totals per game. Their lowest rushing total of the year was 175 yards. That was against Cameron Grove, the first game of the season. Since then, all of them 200. They've run for over 300 yards 4 or 5 times. And so,
I think the ends are going to need to keep their contained. Noah's going to have to have a good game. I don't want to put a lot of pressure on him, but if he doesn't have a good night, going home to make a tackle,
and you guys get them there, and you can't let them get in 32. On first and second down, you got to win. You don't get them 37. You can't get them down distances where they just have to get 2 yards and move and change again. So that's easier said than done, but that's what needs to happen.
Before we go to break, let me just mention that regardless of what happens Friday night, the standings in our district are already set. It's going to be Mahia first, Payne second, Bullard third, Bullard has already completed their regular season schedule. They're off break. So
it just comes down to who Canton and Bullard play. Right, that's Gilmer and Texarkana Custer they play on Friday.
Canton will get the winner of that game, Bullard will get the loser of that game.
Right.
Okay. All right. Well, we wish the Vandals and the Eagles the very best coming up Friday night and beyond. Right now, it's time to go to our first break. And Mary and Queen Bee, we have some
Friday Night Football broadcast sponsors. By the way, I'm sorry, before we get to you, TA,
Yes, sir.
a reminder of our broadcast schedule for Canton and Mahia.
Okay. That will be pre-game at 7:10, kickoff at 7:30. Remember, that's senior night, so we will cover senior night and honor those guys. So, for those brothers, look forward to Friday night and the Black Cats coming to town.
I was going to say, any wardrobe discussions during the pregame?
That would be totally impromptu, but I'm sure we'll find something, Dave. We'll find something.
Okay. All right. Now, Mayor Queen Baby, tell us about our Friday night football broadcast.
Okay, so we have our partners and sponsors. First one is the Silver Star Resort, which is where we are tonight. Then they have a wedding venue, KOA Campground, Q and Brew Restaurant, skate room, and more. Look on the web at silverspurresort.com. Silver Spur Resort is located on 35 acres Street, First Day. And they have a resort bed and breakfast is now open on Thursday through Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. We also have Bills Point Ford, Bills Point Chevrolet. They're the only locally owned car dealership servicing Danville County and beyond for over 30 years. Whether you're looking for a Ford or Chevy, Bills Point Ford or Bills Point Chevrolet invites you to come out and do business with their family. Find it on the web, BillsPointFord.com and BillsPointChevrolet.com. And there's the first day banquet in winter. It's a true Texas community bank, owned and operated since 1911. Their mission is to always provide superior service because this is home, and home is where they strive to make a difference. Find them online at fsbreporter.com. And I always say, hello, Rainbow. Brochures. For quality convenience and service, visit your local brochures, whether it's Bills Point, Grandson, Van, or Canton. They have low-price service, hand-cut meats, and easy meal solutions. Check out their online shopping, curbside pickup, and drive-through prescription services, and some of the great services they offer customers every day. All-around AC, heating, and refrigeration. Family owned with a satisfaction guarantee, great pricing. All-around AC has a reputation for integrity unmatched in East Texas. AllAroundAC.com. Then for game day sponsors, we have First Down, which is Gary's Car Wash. And Gary always says, don't drive around in a dirty car. Clean up your active, Gary's Car Wash. They're located on South Highway 19, that's Trains Day Boulevard, just past the Veterans Memorial. And you see here, stop, say hi, and thank you for sponsoring my school football on the day. And don't forget, guys, if you're in trouble, well, that perfect gift for her, go by to the registry. It's next door to Ace Hardware in Canton, and Marcy will pick you up and get you out of your dog house.
She knows what to do. You walk in there and tell Marshall I'm in trouble, I don't know what to do. She'll say, don't worry, give me your credit card. How much you want to spend, I got you. It's worth it. Absolutely. Yeah.
The sponsor for tournaments is Elliott Law Firm. Joel Elliott at the Elliott Law Firm in Canton provides everything from family to criminal law to personal injury and everything in between. Joel works to protect the best interests of his clients with ethics, courtesy, and caring personal attention. Find him online at ElliottLawFirmPC.com. First quarter sponsor is Hall Chevrolet GMC. Don't miss it on the hall for your best deal on cars, SUV, and work trucks. And Hall Chevrolet GMC is just west of the square on Highway 64. Find them online at paulviewgmc.com. Second quarter is sponsored by Slide Bounds, full service family-owned inflatable and party rental company serving East Texas. From inflatable bounce houses to water slides, Slide Bounds has it all. Find them online at smbRentals.com. Third quarter sponsor is Elevate Student Success in Canton. Elevate Student Success offers homework help for first through 12th grade through 2 nights a week with specialized services for students with dyslexia, ADHD, and processing problems. ElevateStudentSuccess.com or call 1-800-867-7602. And they are conveniently located right across the street from Canton Elementary School at 1164 South Buffalo. Fourth quarter sponsor is Hall Chevrolet GMC. Go by and see Mike Hall for your best deals on cars, SUV, work trucks, and Hall Chevrolet GMC just west of the square. And then we have completion of the loop. Sponsored by Bob's Collision Repair, Paint and Body Shop. They're located on West Highway 64 between Myrtle Springs and Canton. And I don't know who our collision of the week is going to be, but I bet somebody's going to be ready for this start.
There were so many we couldn't count. So many
Lots of
collisions.
collisions.
Yes, so many we couldn't name one. So.
A couple of them on the sideline.
That's you almost got involved in that.
Well, maybe your ball was just taking those football helmets. Okay, that's all that I have today.
All right. We recognize some more of our sponsors. We want to say thank you to City National Bank with 3 locations in Van Zandt County. Wills Point is 903-873-4157. Grants Lane is 903-962-7588. And Canton is 903-567-9100.
We're brought to you by Ramsey's Roadhouse, Angus Burgers, Steaks, Specialty Hot Wings. 903-560-8214, located at 505 North 4th Street in Wills Point. We're brought to you by Robertson Electric, commercial and residential air conditioning and heating service. Free estimates, 2 locations. Wills Point is 903-873-2461. Terrell is 972-563-5254. We're brought to you by Austin Bank, member FDIC, with branch locations in Van and Grants Lane. We're brought to you by Express Tire and Wheels, new and used tires, custom wheels, flat repairs. 903-873-8856, 732 Houston Street in Wills Point. We're also brought to you by the Rick John State Farm Insurance Agency at 100 North 4th Street in Wills Point. 903-873-2858, Auto, Home, Life, and Health. We're brought to you by Van Zandt Farm and Ranch at 118 East Main Street in Van, 903-963-3651. They have feed for horses, dogs, cattle, chicken, wild bird, pig, fish. They have gardening items, seeds and fertilizers, organic feeds available. And we're brought to you by Wills Point Chevrolet, 903-873-2561. Located at 660 Houston Street in Wills Point. I'm David Barber, Van Zandt News sports correspondent, joined by T.A. Hale from the Buzz Brothers, the counselor Joel Elliott. We have engineers Ken and Dylan with us tonight, as well as the mayor and Queen Bee, Lou Ann Everett. All right, let's move on and talk about some more of our Van Zandt County teams. And guys, have you got a particular direction you want to go here?
Well, we can talk about the Indian Bulldogs. And as you know, the Bulldogs are done now. They've got the final week. I do think Coach Dackler has got them staying ready to some degree. And they're in the playoffs. They're the 4th seed of that. Well, that's not set. And I'll go into that. They're in the playoffs, though. They played Mildred this last week, and that was at Mildred. And I was looking at this. Edgewood at 6'4", they went to Mildred and took care of them 46-21. Edgewood's in a tough district. They've got 6 wins. They have beat the current district leader, and yet they're sitting in the 4th seed of the standings. So that's a tough thing with District Palmer, Blooming Grove, Rice, Edgewood and Mildred, those top 5. The first three, I think, have 6 wins. And so we knew that Palmer would be kind of the cream of that district. They took a loss to Rice earlier in the district season, which kind of seized from the district a little bit. Rice still sitting in the top 5 of Palmer second. But it looks like the Bulldogs are really going to play. Let's see. Okay, so Rice and Blooming Grove play. And Rice wins that. Edgewood will get 4th and they'll play 7th. If Blooming Grove beats Rice, Edgewood will get 3rd and they'll play Bells. I do have a chance to look at Bells. That might be a much more manageable game. I know they're ranked high as usual. So the Bulldogs are kind of sitting in the holding pattern here waiting. I don't know any key injuries that they're trying to get any kids back from, except Hudson Tyner was a little banged up. Nothing bad. He didn't have time to get back to 100% of the platform here. And And so the Bulldogs and the coach Backle, this will be his 2nd year at home game.
I believe that's correct.
And 5th playoff appearance.
That's tremendous accomplishment. So I was going to ask you, do we know yet who he felt like the arrangement? We know he's probably be playing, but do we know when or where?
I have not heard any of that yet. Either from Canton or from Coach Backle.
I'm sure we'll know a whole lot more.
I'm sure plans are being done, but contingencies are being done. I think that's all I've got on the Bulldogs. They have had been a tougher season for them this year. For the past 4 years, they were had a chance to go to deeper in the playoffs time or two. But with a young team, there's a lot of hope there in Edgewood. So this playoff experience is going to be valuable. And who knows, they could pull something out. You just never know. They've gotten better and better every game.
Well, let me just say this real quickly about the Fruitvale Bobcats. Their season did come to an end last Friday night at the hands of Union Hill, a 10th ranked team in the state, 6-man football. It was a tough night for Fruitvale, as a matter of fact, they got one hand because of the mercy. So back-to-back one-sided defeats for the Bobcats. Tough way to end the season. But they did finish 3-6 overall. And so it was an improvement over the previous year. And I think under Coach Taylor, this is his first year to be a head coach at Fruitvale. I think they've got a chance to move forward and start or continue that improvement moving into next season. So definitely wish him well. But it will be Union Hill and Leverage Chapel representing that district in the playoffs.
Definitely progress there from the program. Congrats to Chuck Taylor, and you can tell they've got their thing moving in the right direction.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, why don't we take another break, talk about some more of our sponsors, then we'll come back and talk about the Tigers. And Joel is brought to you by Legacy Dental Group, family dentistry, cosmetic dentistry, oral surgery, orthodontics, sedation dentistry, 240 East Highway, 243 Kansas.
Doing anything, but when we're having to put in the hours, and then they turn around and play this Saturday, against the Boston community. So, we'll say it's still a long year. They didn't get the spring to work together. And one of the things that I noticed that was interesting, they haven't really slowed down or haven't quit. And on top of the way they've had to play these games, they had a break in the middle that the kids didn't even get to see each other for 10 days. That's unheard of. There's always so many things that have happened this season, and how some of these districts have played all 11 weeks, playing just right, with nothing different. Playing technical games, had rescheduling issues, and we play a team, and then we play the player, and had one game we did. That's not compared to what Will's Point has done. And not just Wilson, their district was crazy, but Will's Point was a school that shut down for 10 solid days, and they shut down have practice. It's the same thing with but with this Coach was here earlier in the spring, and his center was still moving. When they were doing the spring COVID regimen, he wasn't even in Will's Point. So he's showing up and had to pick this up without even the benefit of a distance learning. And then on top of that, in the middle of the football season, take a 10 days later, and it's not playing every 5 days. So, nobody wants to have excuses. They just started in a lot of community. And I hope that they have a good family. But I will say this, when the season's over with, I think West Point is going to have a regrouping, and they're going to implement everything. And I think they're going to see what we've seen in the past in West Point with Bettis. It's not fair to take somebody and put them into this and really think this is the expectation we got. I think that West Point and the teachers, these kids have never slowed down. Even when they went home, they were all working on things. They were explaining things back and forth to the coach. They were engaged. So I think we're going to see big things out of with those players. I didn't play this. I didn't play been a big story, but when you come from a college, I had a coach in high school, someone was talking about coaching in the She said, you can't go back and coach at the level that you last played. And that's what coaches are inclined to do. If you were a college football coach, you're probably not going to be a real good center for a coach because you're going to have different expectations to have that 11, 12, 13-year-old kid. Well, he did. So, okay. So he's different level of athlete, yes, in terms of depth and talent. But I think once he gets a normal spring or a somewhat normal spring, and then they have a football season where we're not having to worry about every week who's going to have to sit out, who's not going to sit out, and we're going to reset it. I think you're going to see a much better product, polished product to work with. Because the offense that they're running, I mean, all the spreads that run pass, now they do run also, but any of those, they're going to be based on time. And without repetition, you can't have your time with that. Right. And especially in the middle of the season when you miss a 7-day break, if you had built your timing up, then not only you have to kind of get your timing back, you also have to worry about what those points are. If you have to worry about low management, because you can't be a temperature you have to work out for 10 days, that temperature is just not going to come before you could be injured every field. Absolutely. So it's been a difficult year for them. I think they're going to see some better things. But the one thing we have one to bring up,
it shows that the playoffs start next week. But the Grand League Indians, for all intents and purposes, it starts Friday night at Hart.
Yes. I said last week, Grand League has to have one of the next 2 weeks. The next 2 weeks is 4. Last week was the week. It's probably wet. This is probably wet. It's probably wet. Now, before we start, I'm going to talk about this week. I do have some stats here, and 2 of the kids who had, actually, 3 of them. Zimbabwe has 984 yards. I saw him in 2 of those games. He had a 99-yard touchdown run against Football. That was the game I left at halftime. So it was 35 left at halftime. I think he goes. And the other thing that they know I've been there that he is, he throws the ball like a baseball, but he's not he's about 5'10", 5'11", 215, and looks like a little linebacker. Yeah, he looks more like a linebacker. He's I don't think he started with the front. I know he's going to go after this year. Even coming back next year, it's his role. And I think this week for him, he may not be a senior, but he's going to have to step up and be really good at this thing. Now, the 2 other kids that have this year, one is Brett, he's a sophomore. Brandon Whitney's dad, a roommate when I was in Waco at law school. He was at TSCC becoming a pilot. And he and I had a lot of fun together. And his kid, who's a sophomore, Brett, he had, for the season, he had 32 unassisted tackles, 15 assisted tackles, 47 shoulders, dog fumble, and 1 fumble recovery. And on the offensive side of the ball, he's a playmaker too. When he catches the ball, I think it was just 1 over that time. And he's not a big guy, but he doesn't like to go down. And he's making some hits, and he's back and stuff on going. And then Cooper Brown, linebacker, he's had 18 assistant tackles, 40 assistant tackles. Bear is one of my linemen way back in the day when he was decent. Back then, there's some second generation, and that's why we talked about this the other day. Brian Thompson took his first command. Brandon Brown took his fifth command. I got my kids over here. We can't a little bit of grief when we go home. And it's 3 or 4 good kids. My son is gone, so he's gone to the 2 games I think this year at Grand Slam, and I don't think it looks when I bring him in. He's pretty big kid walking in the stands when that's the case. But Grand Slam, this week against Hart, it's all nothing. Even they're in there.
You know,
It's winnable.
and it is.
It is a winnable game.
It is, and I don't know that they can really have any more of a need to get up than they're going to have. Now, it's a away game, it's dark. The parents roll in, they knew what they were doing. And once the coach gets there, gets established, the kids can know what they're doing. I don't think anybody out there was working up and nervous. And I think that's what they felt like this thing all year. That's where they're headed. I believe that's some of the kids get ready to do. You know, so and then bring up in game. It's hard to first year. It's real hard the first year. This player is committed.
Yes.
And you have COVID issues on you. So it's just been a crazy year for all players. I think that's something. I don't know if it's different. It's not wrong. I thought they were fine.
Yeah, the last couple of games were not good.
Yeah.
But we wish them well going into next season. All right, guys, let's take another break. And then we're going to come back and talk about everybody gets me all choked up. The segment that we referred to as the focus topics. We're going to tell you what happened last week. Based on these focus topics.
They're on a roll.
That's right.
We want to see if they keep on going.
All right, let's recognize some more of our sponsors. We want to say thank you to Canton Guns and Ammo. 502-5023. They're located at 1190 Tradesday Boulevard, Canton. And we want to say thank you to Hall Chevrolet Buick GMC in Canton. 3567-4106. Also want to thank Dean Kubota. 2 locations, Wills Point and Corning. Wills Point is 903-873-2451. Corning is 973-552-3151. Brought to you by City Barber Shop at 101 North 4th Street in Wills Point, 903-873-2977. And we're brought to you by Southern Serenity Baseball, 11020 North Commerce Street.
The line is 35 West by 35. West put that on 54 to 7. So once again, the Vegas handicappers were 100% in Kansas County. So let's see what Northern Coast Carolina. It's a part of the ISD. The Oregon.
I got to share with
Thank you, Junior.
yes.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Junior. All right, now let's run over our schedule one more time. Final week of the regular season. We do have a Saturday night game with Wills Point going to Nevada Community.